Let's jump into a time machine for a moment, shall we? I want you to go right back to the very first month of your professional life. You're a fresh graduate. You've just survived your first 4 weeks in the corporate grind, and then it happens. That notification hits your phone. Your very first proper paycheck has cleared. Do you remember the sheer gravity of that moment? You took a fraction of that money, maybe a few £100 or $1,000, and you bought that one item you'd been eyeing up since university. A bespoke leather briefcase, a proper pair of Oxfords, or perhaps you took your parents out to a Michelin-star dinner. Do you remember how your chest felt? It was full. It was a profound, lingering sense of achievement. That joy didn't just last for the evening, it carried you through the whole month. Now, fast forward to today. 5, 10, maybe 20 years down the line. You're sitting in a corner office or leading a remote tech team. Your salary isn't just double. It's a multiple of what it was. You've got platinum credit cards. You have the purchasing power to summon almost any object on Earth to your doorstep with a double click on your smartphone. There are cardboard boxes piling up in your recycling bin every single week. But let's be brutally honest for a second. Why doesn't it feel the same? Why is the joy of unboxing a $2,000 gadget today so utterly hollow compared to that first pair of shoes? Why is it that as our purchasing power skyrockets, our happiness graph either flatlines or, terrifyingly, begins to dip? We are highly educated, logical professionals. We optimize our supply chains. We A/B test our marketing, yet we are running a fundamentally broken script in our own minds. We have a bug in our system, and today, we are going to debug it. Welcome back to The Logical Monk. I'm Peacock, CM your host, and today we are looking at the intersection of Silicon Valley engineering, MBA economics, and a 2,500-year-old framework for human optimization. Take a quick audit of your smartphone right now. How many e-commerce apps are sitting on your home screen? Open them up. What's sitting in your cart right now, saved for later, just waiting for a moment of weakness or a stressful day at the office? Here is the plot twist of modern consumerism. The peak of your happiness isn't when you actually use the item. The zenith of your joy is the exact millisecond you slide the knife through the packing tape on the box. You take the item out, you hold it, you pair it with your Bluetooth. 10 minutes later, the magic evaporates into thin air, leaving no trace. And what do? You go back to scrolling. You start the hunt again. Why are we trapped in this loop? Today, we are going to dismantle the I absolutely must have this syndrome. We'll look at the neuroscience of the brain, the microeconomics of satisfaction, and the ancient algorithm of the human mind. In our hyper-connected, hyper-sure corporate environments, online shopping is no longer about acquiring goods. It has mutated into a coping mechanism. You get battered in a board meeting by the CEO. You open an app to self-medicate. You finish a grueling 3-month sprint on a software launch. You tell yourself, I need to treat myself. But let's look at the hardware running inside your skull. When you are scrolling and you see that perfect watch, or that limited edition designer bag, your brain releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Now, popular culture gets dopamine entirely wrong. It is not the molecule of happiness or reward. It is the molecule of anticipation. Your dopamine spikes when you click buy now. It stays elevated while you track the parcel on the GPS. But the absolute second you own it, the dopamine crashes hard. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. You sprint faster and faster, but you haven't moved a single centimeter forward in terms of baseline happiness. Let's put on our business hats. If we analyze this through the lens of an MBA curriculum, there is a fundamental economic principle that perfectly explains this glitch. It's called the law of diminishing marginal utility. Allow me to translate this from textbook jargon into reality. The exact same item, same brand, same specifications, but as your exposure to it increases, the marginal utility, the extra happiness you extract from each additional unit rapidly decays. Eventually, it crosses the x-axis and becomes negative. Your 10th luxury handbag does not yield the same joy as the first. Your 5th mechanical keyboard types exactly the same as the first. We are throwing exponential amounts of money at a curve that is flattening out. Here is where it gets truly fascinating. These modern discoveries perfectly map onto an algorithmic truth that the Buddha debugged over 2.5 millennia ago: karma, tanha, the endless craving for sensual and material acquisition. The Buddha recognized a fundamental flaw in the human operating system. Our minds are highly adaptive, which means they are prone to rapid desensitization. We build a tolerance. Listen closely to this, because it is the trap of the modern professional. You are not spending more money to become happier. You are spending exponentially more money just to prevent your baseline happiness from dropping. You are paying a premium just to maintain the status quo. If you are a manager, an engineer, or a director, I want you to run a profit and loss statement on your own life right now. Let's look at the hidden costs of fueling this hedonic treadmill. In business, we have a concept called opportunity cost. To buy things that are increasingly expensive, you have to alter the revenue side of your personal equation. You need more capital. Where does that capital come from? It comes from the only finite, non-renewable asset you possess: your time. To buy that item sitting in your cart, you trade away your Saturday mornings. You take on extra freelance work instead of being present with your children. You trade your spinal health, sitting hunched over a laptop until midnight, just to hit a KPI that triggers a bonus. If your life were a publicly traded company, the board of directors would fire you for this strategy. You are executing investments with a devastatingly negative ROI, and the damage doesn't stop at the point of sale. Look around your living room right now. How many objects are sitting there, gathering dust, that you sacrificed weeks of your limited lifespan to acquire? Why don't we throw these things away? Because our brains are infected by another cognitive bias: the sunk cost fallacy. We say, I can't throw that away. I spent £2,000 on it. But rationally, the money is already gone. By keeping the unused item, you are simply allowing a past financial mistake to tax your current mental real estate. Every unused item in your house is consuming cognitive RAM. A cluttered environment fractures your focus. You don't want to admit you made a bad investment, so you let it clutter your sanctuary. This is the compound interest you pay on a moment of impulsive desire. So, how do we fix the code? How do we log out of this endless, exhausting matrix? We need to locate our optimal point. In the Buddhist framework, there is a supreme psychological software patch. The Pali word is Santutthi, which translates to contentment. Now, your corporate brain pictures a monk living in a cave, devoid of ambition. That is a catastrophic misunderstanding. Santutthi is the ultimate strategy for resource optimization. It is knowing your exact specifications. It is acknowledging that a mid-range piece of equipment perfectly fulfills your functional requirements, and that overspexing is a waste of your life energy. When you install this patch, you generate free space. You suddenly have a surplus of time, mental bandwidth, and capital. You stop trading your soul for plastic, and you begin leveraging your resources to do things that genuinely leave a legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, a stable, highly resilient system of happiness cannot be built on a foundation of perpetual upgrades. True joy doesn't require a pre-order waitlist. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor. The global economy relies on velocity of capital. The key is simply to be aware of the algorithm. Don't let the primal glitch of Kamatana sit in the CEO's chair of your mind. So, here is your practical application for this weekend. Instead of scrolling through an e-commerce app tonight, I want you to walk around your home. Find an object that you once desired fiercely, something you saved up for. Pick it up, clean it, use it, and consciously generate gratitude for it. Recognize that past you worked hard to give present you that item. Tonight, open those apps, go into your shopping carts, and ruthlessly delete everything that doesn't serve a critical function. Close the screen. Reclaim your time. If you found this useful, please forward it to a colleague who might be burning themselves out, chasing the next upgrade. Drop a comment below. What is the most expensive, useless item sitting in your house right now, and what app did you just delete? Let's analyze this data together. Sleep well, optimize your time, and appreciate the present moment. I'll see you in the next episode of The Logical Monk. Cheers.
Running on a wheel, chasing down a screen, cardboard boxes piling, bursting at the seam. Swiping for the thrill, swiping for the high, but 10 minutes later, tell me, where did it go? Oh, why? We trade our precious time for things that fade away, building up a mountain just to lose the day. But there is a space, a quiet little room, where you don't need to buy a thing to make the flowers bloom. Let the spinning stop. You don't need to buy your way to the very top. The golden cage is heavy, but the key is in your hand. Find your optimal point, right exactly where you stand. You're already enough. Pay the price, keep the dopamine alive, working through the midnight, just trying to survive. But the ROI is falling, the marginal decays. We're losing our own freedom in a million little ways. We trade our precious time for things that fade away, building up a mountain just to lose the day. But there is a space, a quiet little room, where you don't need to buy a thing to make the flowers bloom. Step off the treadmill, let the spinning stop. You don't need to buy your way to the very top. The golden cage is heavy, but the key is in your hand. Find your optimal point, right exactly where you stand. You're already enough. Santutthi, the silent little patch, finding the contentment that nothing else can match. Clear the car, clear the mind, take a breath of air. The greatest wealth is realizing it was always there. So step off the treadmill, let the spinning stop. You don't need to buy your way to the very top. The golden cage is heavy, but the key is in your hand. Find your optimal point, right exactly where you stand. You're already enough. Yes, you're already enough. You're already enough. find your free space.